What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskin. I am back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be breaking down how to beat the brand new Fortnite that was just announced on One Piece Treasure Cruise, being how to beat Dr. Indigo and Scarlet, which are the crew members of the Golden Lion Pirates, otherwise known as Shiki's crew. And these guys are really interesting, really cool skill books available as well. So I'm really sure that you guys will enjoy this Fortnite, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. But without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the video. So first of all, let's go ahead and break down the new units in this Fortnite dungeon. Number one being Dr. Indigo of the Golden Lion Pirates. Now this character here is a 4-star character and is a Dex Shooter Cerebral character, and at max level at level 99 he has 1796 health, 911 attack and 352 recovery, so pretty standard stats for a 4-star unit. He has 20 cost and he does have 2 socket spots. Now his captain effect will boost the attack of cerebral characters by 2 times, so not a great captain ability, not that high of a multiplier, pretty standard. And his special ability, which starts at 24 turns and maxes at 15 turns, will reduce the crew's current HP by 80%, deal 6 times the removed damage, HP, as damage to all enemies. So that is actually pretty useful. That's sort of like a Strongwood Ace special. If you have a team that has a lot of HP, then this is actually a pretty decent special. It does a lot of damage to the enemies, and then also reduces damage received by 80% for 1 turn. So overall, this guy's actually not that bad for his special ability. Also, if you guys have a Crocodile team, this guy can be used on a Crocodile 6-star Legend Crocodile team, as he's a cerebral character and he does reduce your HP, which obviously Crocodile teams want. So overall, this character for his special is pretty decent. He's okay. You probably wouldn't be using him that often. He's sort of a niche sort of character, but overall, not a terrible character for Fortnite dungeons. Moving on, we have Commander Scarlet of the Golden Lion Pirates. Now, Scarlet is a 4-star character and is an int powerhouse free spirit character. Now, at max level, at level 99, Scarlet has 2,302 health, 980 attack, and 92 recovery. And Scarlet also has 20 cost and 2 socket spots as well. Now, Scarlet's captain ability will boost the attack of powerhouse characters by 3.5 only after the 5th perfect. So that's what makes this captain ability a little bit less useful. If it was after the 3rd perfect, then this actually is like a pretty good captain ability, but because you have to hit 5 perfects means that the last character in your combo chain is the only character that gets a boost, which is a little bit lackluster. And the special ability will deal int damage to one enemy and boost its own attack by 1.75 for 1 turn. Again, not really that great. So overall, Commander Scarlet isn't really a great Fortnite unit, but just compared to Indigo, Indigo is just so much better and has so many more uses than what Commander Scarlet has. Moving on to the hidden character of the Fortnite dungeon is Billy the Thunderbird. So this character here, Billy, is a 3-star unit and is a Psy Shooter powerhouse character. And at max level, at level 50, Billy has 556 health, 803 attack, and 217 recovery. Now, Billy has 10 cost and 2 socket spots, and the captain ability of Billy will boost the chain multiplier by 2 times, so it's the exact same, I'm pretty sure, as Domino, and it's basically a nerfed version of Legend Rayleigh, where Rayleigh will boost the combo chain by 4 times, but this is only a 2 times boost, so you're getting half the attack of what Rayleigh would actually give you. Now, the special ability of Billy will start at 13 turns and max at 8 turns, randomize all orbs including block orbs or bother orbs, and switch orbs between slots 1 time. So not a great special, not a great captain ability. So overall, not really worth farming for. But the thing is, this character here, Billy the Thunderbird, can be used to socket out your Strong World Nami. Quite interestingly, because if you guys have seen the Japanese version, or not really the Japanese version, but the previous version of Strongwood Nami, it was actually an artwork that had Nami and Billy in the same artwork. And the thing is, you could use this Billy to power up that one. So you can still use this one to power up the original Strongwood Nami that you guys have pulled, and it's actually really cool. So if you guys don't really want to potentially, max this guy out with skill with the copies, you can just use it for socket fodder for your Strongworld Nami. Now we move on to the actual breakdown of the stages themselves, but before we do that, let's go ahead and overview the Fortnite condition. Now, in the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise, there was a slight adjustment to this Fortnite condition from what we've seen. So, what it previously was, is that Driven and Powerhouse characters would get 2 times attack, and then every other class would get half attack. Then Fighter and Slashers get double HP, and then every other class would get half HP. But what they've done is they've totally scrapped the fighter and slasher part of it, and they've just split up the first part. So driven characters will get 2 times attack, and if they're not a driven character, they will get half attack. But then, if they are a powerhouse character, they get double HP, and every other class that isn't a powerhouse gets half HP. So, and it does stack as well. If you have a driven powerhouse character, they will get double health and double attack. So obviously, if you have a lot of driven powerhouse characters, then that is definitely the team that you want to try and build for the Fortnite dungeon. Moving on now to stage 6. Now, all of the previous stages between 1 and 5 are just fodder stages with evolution materials, boosters, and fodder pirates, so nothing really to note. But when you reach stage 6, you will encounter Commander Scarlet. Now, Scarlet here has 550,000 health and has an attack power of 6,900, and Scarlet will attack you every 2 turns. Now, Scarlet also has a preemptive attack that will buff his defense for 2 turns, and then also recover 100,000 HP every turn for the next 2 turns. So that's going to be really, really difficult to try and take him down. You're going to have to deal pretty much, try and take him down in 1 turn, or you're going to have to deal 100,000 extra damage in the 2nd turn. Otherwise, you're going to be taking close to 7,000 damage from this guy. So this is going to be quite difficult, but if you can deal, the 550,000, or it's actually going to be 650,000 with the recovery over 2 turns, then definitely that's really, really great, because you don't really want to be taking 7,000 damage right before the boss stage on stage 7. Now, once you reach stage 7, you'll encounter Dr. Indigo, and Dr. Indigo is actually surrounded by a few dinosaurs, the red, blue, and green ones. Now, all of these dinosaurs have 110,000 HP, and they attack for around about 3 to 4k each, so you got to be careful about those guys. But Dr. Indigo himself has 894,000 HP and an attack power of 4,496, pretty much 4.5k, and actually Dr. Indigo will attack you every single turn with that 1 turn cooldown. Now, this preemptive attack is quite interesting. It will make fighters get negative orbs and slashers get bother orbs. Now, the thing about that is what it was in Japan, because the fighter and slashers would get the double HP. But we don't really know if this is going to be the exact same in the global version, because this was the Japanese version. I'm not too sure if they're going to implement this same thing in the global version, but it is what it is. I'm just going to report to you guys on what it says on the guides in Japan. So I'm just bringing you the translations for them. So it makes fighters get negative orbs, slashers get bother orbs, and every other orb is randomized. So that's going to be a little bit annoying. So it means you don't really need to farm for any orbs, upon reaching this room, because they're all going to get switched up anyways. Then, something really interesting that they've done is that there are different things that will happen when Indigo falls below 50%, depending or not, if he is delayed or if he is ready to attack you. So, obviously he's on a 1 turn cooldown, so he's never actually going to do the not attacking effect. But if you delay him and get him under 50%, he will activate this effect. So, if you end up delaying him and he falls below 50%, he will give you 3 turns of Captain Despair. Obviously, you don't want that to happen, so if you have level 3 anti-despair, or, or whatever, then it's fine, but still, that's not really what you want to happen, so you got to be very, very careful about that. It is 3 turns of Captain Despair. However, if you don't delay him and just get him under 50%, he's going to deal 12,900 damage to you, and then the entire crew is paralyzed for 3 turns. So, ideally, the best thing that you want to try and do, get him very close to 50% and activate your specials to try and burst him down. Otherwise, you're going to be getting, lots of bad things. You're either going to be despaired for 3 turns, or you're going to be taking 13,000 damage and getting your crew paralyzed for 3 turns. So overall, you really have to be careful about that. Definitely try and burst him down from that 50% range. Now, the interesting thing about this dungeon is that there is a second variation for the last final boss stage. There is one that we just saw previously, and also this variation with both Dr. Indigo and Commander Scarlet together. Now, Dr. Indigo on this variation has 440,000 health, where Scarlet has 390,000 health. Now, the attack power of Dr. Indigo, as you can see, is 4496, which is what it was previously on a 1 turn cooldown, and Scarlet is also the same with 6,900 on a 2 turn cooldown. Now, there is a preemptive attack that is done by Scarlet that is the exact same on stage 6, where it will buff his defense and recover 100,000 HP every turn for 2 turns. So that's going to be really, really annoying, especially because you have to deal with Dr. Indigo and Scarlet. Now, Scarlet will also activate a special effect under 30% HP, where you basically take 20k damage to the face. So obviously you don't want that to happen, so you're going to have to try and burst him down. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether or not Dr. Indigo has the same effects if he falls below 50% on this variation, but from what I've seen on the other variation, it happens. Not 100% sure if his under 50% effects activate on this variation of the stage 7 boss fight. Let's quickly overlook the hidden boss stage is Billy the Thunderbird, as I said before. And Billy himself, I tried researching on what kind of health he actually has. I tried looking on various videos and I couldn't find any videos that actually had this guy as the boss stage. And so I don't really know what his HP actually is. And if I had to assume, it would be probably between 2 to 300,000 HP. Probably really easy to take down. He attacks for 3,132 on a 1-turn cooldown. And his preemptive attack will give you a 1.2 times orb boost for your team for 99 turns, which means that you cannot activate any of your orb boosts. So that is really annoying. It's actually a really annoying boss stage. And if he falls below 20% HP, he will berserk and double his attack power. So definitely have to be very careful about that. Make sure you don't get him under 20%. But overall, he shouldn't have too much HP, so he should be really easy to try and take down. Now that we've broken down the various stages and the units that you can find in this Fortnite dungeon, let's go ahead and talk about the drops and the skill books you guys can get in this Fortnite dungeon. So, number 1, new legend skill book. Well, not really a new legend, but a returning legend skill book, Legend Marco. So, if you guys were unable to max this guy's skill out in the Wapple Fortnite, make sure to go ahead and do it in this Fortnite, as you can find him in this Fortnite. So, it's really cool, because Marco's special is probably one of the best specials in the game. 100 times his recovery and a 1.5 times orb boost for 2 turns. Like, that is amazing. Like, with max cotton candy, it's 55,500 health recovered. It's crazy. So much HP recovered, and the 1.5 times orb boost for 2 turns is phenomenal. Moving on from that, you have 3-day, 2-year Sanji. So for all of the people with 6-star Lucci, and you have this Sanji as well, you guys are set, because you can finally go ahead and max out your 2 times type booster for powerhouse teams. And this Sanji is so good. His captain ability is great, and his special is amazing. So definitely, if you guys have this character, try and max him out. He is phenomenal. Moving on from that, there is the 3-day, 2-year Chopper. He has a really good special as well, really good for side teams. You've also got Little Oars Jr. He's also coming back with his skill books. And Thriller Bark's Oars as well. So you got 2 different Oars. You got the Whitebeard Commander one, or the Whitebeard Ally Oars, and you also have the Thriller Bark Oars as well. You've got the Thriller Bark Dr. Hogback as well, the one that is droppable in story mode, not the Fortnite one, but the droppable story mode character Hogback. You've also got returning skill books on Koza as well. So Koza, if you guys were unlucky enough not to max this guy's skill out, definitely recommend to max him out. A 1.5 times boost to slashes is so good. Moving on from that, you have Billy as well, Billy the Thunderbird, and also Purin, who is a character that has a reoccurring special, the Recovery Slot Storm. Like Dory and Brocky have it, Johnny has it, and also this guy has it as well. So you can actually use this skill book to max out Dory, Broggy, and Johnny as well. So this is a really cool skill book, really universal skill book, I would say. But overall, this Fortnite has very good skill books. If you have the units, definitely try and max these guys out. Now let's go ahead and talk about some different teams that you guys can go ahead and build and improve on if you guys are willing to challenge this Fortnite dungeon. So the number 1 team I have here is the free-to-play slasher/driven team, and because you really want to bring a team that has driven characters for the massive attack boost, but you also need powerhouse characters to make sure that you have the HP like enough to actually withstand a few hits. So this specific team here has the Coffin Boat ship, so you're guaranteed to get a lot of HP for your slasher characters. And you've also got the characters like Doflamingos as your captain, because they give you 2 times health and 2 times attack to your slasher characters. But the thing is, you need the driven characters, so they need to be both slashers and driven characters. Now, I've also got Golden Pound Usopp in there just for the Jew fact for delaying. That's also really good. And I have 2 powerhouse slashers in Arlong and the Kaku right there, because you do need that HP boost, so you do need powerhouse characters. So that's why I'm bringing those 2 characters in particular. And then you've got Shiki in there, because he is a slasher and a driven character. You definitely want some strength units in your team so that you can deal a lot of damage to Indigo, which is the dex unit of this dungeon. So you definitely need to bring a couple of strength characters, which is why I'm bringing Shiki as the driven slasher for the team. He's going to be your hardest hitting unit on the final boss stage, as you know, it's going to deal a lot of damage to Indigo himself. And with the double Doflamingo should give you lots and lots of HP. You've also got the Coffin Boat with some HP. Even though you are getting it reduced a lot, you're still going to be having a lot of HP just because of the captain ability and the ship ability itself. Moving on to the second team is just a pure free-to-play driven team. Now, the reason why this team actually will work so well is because the captain abilities of both of the Gecko Warriors as the captains. If you hit a good, great, and then a perfect, you get 3 times attack to your driven characters. Now, this guy here, Gecko Warrior, is a driven and a powerhouse character, and at max, he has over 3,100 HP. So just having these guys on your team is really good because you have an amazing captain ability and you're going to be getting a lot of HP just because he is a powerhouse character. So this is probably going to be the most ideal team, free-to-play wise, to actually run it with. Now, the other driven characters that you have are Blackbeard, and you also have Shiki for your strength-driven characters, as they get 2 times attack because of the condition of the Fortnite, and their strength characters really good against Indigo. You've also got Doflamingo there for an orb boost if you guys need it, and you know, he can be switched out for any other side driven character, I guess, that you have in your character box, because you may need a side character to deal a lot of damage to Scarlet, Commander Scarlet as well. And also Golden Pound there just because he's an amazing delayer, really good to have, always really good, especially if you come up against the boss stage with the dinosaurs, because you really need to try and delay it so you can take down the dinosaurs and then you can focus all your attack power onto Indigo. That would be the most ideal way to deal with that final stage. But overall, you know, you can take these guys with a grain of salt and just apply any other characters that you have in your character box to these free-to-play teams to improve them. These are just a base to work on. If you guys have better characters, you can just throw them in there. But overall, these are 2 teams I would recommend for you guys, for you broskies out there, to beat the Dr. Indigo and Scarlet Fortnite. So that is going to conclude yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.